Good day everyone, Griffith here, and today we're going to be tackling the Johto region for a second time, in the form of Pokemon Storm Silver, a fan-made game of Pokemon Soul Silver, made by Drayano himself. And if you're wondering if there's a counterpart to Storm Silver, there is. Pokemon Sacred Gold, a fan-made game of Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, I gotta say, it is a huge privilege for me to let's play this game, given how a lot of things have changed since the days of Gold, Silver, and Crystal. So, just like in Renegade Platinum, you're gonna see a lot of content that's exclusive to this game only, such as optional side quests, a new storyline, and also items that are exclusive to this game only as well, along with trainers having modified teams and movesets. And there's also some Pokemon that learn moves that it can't normally learn, as well as some Pokemon that get abilities that they can't normally get. And there's also some Pokemon whose stats have been slightly modified, although the majority of those Pokemon still suck even with modified stats. Now, as for the game itself, I think everything's been said. The Johto region, as well as the Kanto region for that matter, have never looked better. And of course, I'm talking about the graphics, the music, and a mechanic you'll see later on in the video. Okay, this stuff, I'm just going to click no info needed because the control and adventure info, you'll see all that stuff in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver manual. Okay, let's get started with this game, shall we? Oversleeping again? What is it with you oversleeping all the time? So, this is the 6th time I'm seeing this intro, but it remains the same as it was from the last games. It's a Pokemon professor's usual greeting of, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the world of Pokemon. So, I'm being introduced to the world of Pokemon by Professor Oak. And once again, this is still not his game. I wonder where Professor Elm is in all this. Well, I guess some things never change. Now, let me tell you something. If you're so accustomed to the lines of text Professor Oak says in the original games, you're going to see lines of text that's in this game only, starting right now. The Johto and Kanto regions were known for having only a fraction of the Pokemon within its borders, but large-scale migration has brought a great variety to the region's fauna. In other words, you're able to catch whatever Pokemon you want, even if they're not native to the region. That's good. There are new challenges awaiting you. You got that right. I'm in for one hell of a challenge, and a great amount of differences in how you'll raise your Pokemon. So yeah, what you just read, it's a lot different from what it was in the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Okay, after Meryl disappears, he's going to ask me if I'm a boy or a girl. I would make a joke about this, but I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm a boy, in case you can't tell, and now I'm going to enter in my name. B-U-S-T-E-R. Good thing the touchscreen exists. Yes, that is my name. Oh yes, in a few seconds you're going to see some additional lines of text. But it's not going to be from Professor Oak. It's going to be from Drayano himself. Starting right now. If you ever want to find out some of the changes, check the documents that should have come with your game. Well, I didn't get any documents, but tell you what. I'm going to put a link in the movie description to give you everything you want to know about this game, in case you're interested in finding out more about this game. Oh yes, I'll be sure to have fun. Thank you very much. Okay, let's shrink down to the size of a sprite. And check out our room in New Brocktown. Okay, is there anything on the PC? Oh, letter from Lyra. Lyra is that girl you saw in the intro. Adventure, excited, I love Pokemon. Good to know. Alright, what about the Wii? Sure wish I had one of these things. And the TV? Nothing. Okay then, let's go downstairs and talk to our mom. Now in this game, I believe the interaction with your mom is slightly shorter from what it was in the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Professor Elm wants to see me. Good to know. So, she gives me all my menu items just like that. I hear Johto has changed a lot in the last few years. Yeah, as if Professor Oak didn't just tell me that. Oh, the running shoes already? Well, normally I'm supposed to get these once I get to Cherry Grove City, but okay. I'm more than happy to get these right at the start of the game. Okay, she's gonna give me my bicycle just like at the start of Renegade Platinum. And also, you'll get this. A contraption called the Game Boy Sounds. So what it does is, it changes the music into its original Game Boy Color mode. So before talking to my mom, you heard the DS version of the New Brocktown theme. But if I turn on the Game Boy Sounds, you'll hear the Gold, Silver, Crystal music for New Brocktown. Okay, I'll demonstrate as soon as I change the text speed to fast. And also register the bicycle. Alright, check it out. Okay, I think you get the point. So yeah, you can walk around with this activated and the music will be like what it was in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. But that's not all, because you can also hear Game Boy Color style music for some areas that weren't in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Alright, what is playing on the TV? Two boys are in a cave searching for treasure. I wonder what movie that is. Okay, what about the kitchen area? Squeaky clean sink, Cinnabar volcano burger, just like in Crystal, and what about the fridge? Drinking water and sweet lemonade. Good to know. Okay, let's step outside and explore New Bark Town. Oh, hi, little Meryl. Lyra's, no doubts. And there she is, right over there. Now, listen to this. Just like with Dawn in Renegade Platinum, you can actually fight Lyra in this game. But that won't happen until later on in the game, once I reach Goldenrod City. So we're still quite a ways away from that happening. Okay, let's start exploring this place, starting with this building. I believe this is Professor Elm's place. Although, I believe his house was located a bit further down in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, so I guess it was relocated here for convenient reasons. He even forgets to eat? Why, is he not hungry? Okay, what about you? Well, hopefully you can stand out a lot better than your father can. Okay, let's explore the southernmost portion of this place. Oh, this guy. Is he who I think he is? Nope, he's not. He's not the Technology's Incredible guy. Yeah, I think that guy's located over in Pallet Town, so we won't be seeing that guy for quite some time. Okay, here's Lyra's house, formerly Professor Elm's house, if you're playing the original games like I said before. Okay, do the parents have anything interesting to say? Okay, that's nice. No, I don't have a Pokemon of my own, yet. But that's gonna change in a few minutes. Well, no, you didn't hurt my feelings. What about you? Oh yeah, that's right, Lyra has both a Marill and an Azumarill. Why does she have an Azumarill? I don't know. She doesn't often bring Azumarill out with her. Why? Okay, anything interesting here? No? Okay, what about the TV? Nothing? Okay, let's go upstairs and talk to Lyra. Okay, here's the Azumarill Lyra's mom was talking about. It seems to be keeping watch. Keeping watch of what? Is it some sort of guard or something? If so, then I guess that's pretty cool. No, not yet, but I'll do that in a few minutes. You shouldn't mess with someone else's PC. How come? Okay, this is the same line of text I saw back in my house, so it looks like I'm done here. Alright, there's one more house in New Bark Town, and I'll go inside of Professor Elm's lab. Okay, inside this house, I believe it's just one person. Okay, I believe she's going to say something about how Professor Elm is the one that discovered Pichu. Yeah, back in Crystal, I was wondering how did he manage to do that? But it looks like I won't get to find out my answer in this game either. Once again, hopefully you can stand out a lot better than he can. Alright, what does the sign say? Winds of a new beginning. Yeah, I can definitely see the wind alright. Okay, here's Professor Elm's lab. And this fellow over here is your rival. His name is Silver, who's looking to steal one of Elm's Pokemon. And when he sees me, he shoves me away from him. This guy, am I right? Alright, this guy, I believe he's supposed to be Professor Elm's aide. Yeah, Professor Elm is all the way at the back, if you can see him there. I believe this guy's going to give me some potions after I'm done talking to Professor Elm. So here's Professor Elm, who's going to send me on an errand to go see Mr. Pokemon on Route 30, just like in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, just like before. Although, it's going to be for a different reason this time. Okay, at this point, Professor Elm receives an email from Mr. Pokemon, no doubt. So yeah, the reason why it's a different reason is because Professor Elm wants to figure out if walking with your Pokemon will make them have a closer bond with you. I mean, you're only walking with your lead Pokemon, so I really don't see how that's going to strengthen any bonds. Okay, he's saying that Mr. Pokemon has something to pick up, although Professor Elm's busy with his research, so he's going to send me instead. So not only am I going to Mr. Pokemon's house to walk with my Pokemon, but I'm also going there to pick up an egg, according to the email that Professor Elm just received. But first, I have to pick one to start Pokemon. Unfortunately, no snack wrapper this time, just a memo. Okay, if you want to stop your Pokemon from evolving, just press B. Okay, before I choose my starter, I'm just going to save state, just in case I get a bad nature. So, just like in Renegade Platinum, The starters have more than one ability. Alright, here we have Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile. So Chikorita, in addition to Overgrow, it can also come with Natural Cure. Cyndaquil, in addition to Blaze, it can also come with Flash Fire. And Totodile, in addition to Torrent, it can also come with Guts. Although, once it becomes Feraligatr, Guts eventually becomes Intimidate, which I guess is a pretty fitting ability for it. So my starter is going to be Chikorita. Yeah, I know it's the worst out of the three, but I'll explain why I chose it at a later time. Now, take a look at Overworld sprites. Gaze to that because whatever Pokemon you have at the front of your party, you'll see an Overworld sprite of that Pokemon. All 493 of them. In fact, everyone loved that mechanic so much, it was brought back in future Pokemon games like the DLC of Sword and Shield, the Let's Go games, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Okay, Professor Elm was saying if my Chikorita gets injured, I can also heal it using that machine over there. Yes, I know already. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Okay, what nature is Chikorita? Impish nature, Overgrow? Ah, man, I want Natural Cure. Okay, I'm going to reset and hopefully my Chikorita will have Natural Cure for its ability. Excuse me. After multiple attempts, I got Impish nature again. But at least Chikorita's ability is Natural Cure. So, since I just got Chikorita, why do I talk to it? Chikorita is staring intently at Buster's face. Well, nice to meet you too. Oh yeah, that's right, after talking to Professor Elm, this guy is gonna give me some potions. So yeah, I wanted Natural Cure because I'm probably gonna get poisoned later on by those Weedles, Spinneracks, Wurmples, and whatever else is out there that knows Poison Sting at this point in the game. So yeah, Natural Cure will definitely come in handy if I happen to get poisoned by one of those three Pokemon I just mentioned. And upon exiting the lab, here's Lyra again to presumably congratulate me for getting my first Pokemon. Yep, I thought so. I mean, what else would she be doing here? Well, I don't know if I really agree with that. But what she's saying right here, yeah, she kinda has a point. Every now and then, when you talk to your Pokemon, they tend to find some items. Well, not exactly items, but more like accessories. Accessories that are used for something optional later on. Other than that, they don't serve much of a purpose for in-game use. So, Lyra just told me to go show Chikorita to my mom, which I'll do, since I'm also about to get the Pokegear as well. So, the Pokegear. It only has two functions right now, but that's going to change a bit later. All there is right now is the clock and the phone card. The map card, I'll get that once I reach Cherry Grove City, and the radio card, I'll get that once I reach Goldenrod City. Now, one thing about the phone that's been drastically improved is that you can now store an infinite amount of phone numbers in it, meaning I won't have to delete any numbers, just to make room for other trainers' numbers that I want. And good thing too, because back in Crystal, it was kind of a hassle to delete some numbers just to make room for some phone numbers that I wanted. Okay, I believe my mom's gonna ask me if I know how to make a phone call with the Pokegear. Why don't I click no, so that way she can provide an explanation for how to use the Pokegear. A better explanation than I can come up with. Okay, sounds easy enough. Oh yeah, that's pretty easy. Alright, anything else? No, I was just about to leave. Now, since she provided the explanation, why don't I show you how the Pokegear works? Hey, how you doing? I was just in the house. How do you think it went? Well, you would think she would hear me outside the door. Anyway, why don't we head out to Route 29 to do that task that Professor Elm wants me to do? And speaking of Professor Elm, there he is over there. Okay, looks like he forgot to do something. And that something is to give me his phone number. Yeah, back in Crystal, I remember that he gave me his number back at the lab, so he's going to give me his number right now. Yeah, I guess he got so caught up in his research that he forgot to give me his number. Oh yes, I'm sure you will. Alright, here we are on Route 29, but I don't have any time to find any wild Pokemon, so I'm going to leave it off for here today. So next time, we tackle Route 29. See you next time.